We are live from Dunkin' Donuts Park in Hartford, Connecticut, home of the Hartford Yard Goats, a minor league baseball team. It's Perri, Kitei, and Luke West Poley joining you today. Really stoked to be here in Connecticut as YD faces off against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, a team that they've played really closely against all season, but they've dropped the last two after picking up the first, both of them one-run losses. It's been close between these two teams all along. They match up really well. Luke, what does YD need to do today to come out even this series and get the victory?
I think they need to get another good pitching performance from Micah Bucknam, who was very good his last time out in the starting role. And I think the Red Sox have a really strong offensive lineup. I think they got to play some good defense behind it. We've talked about the errors all season long from the Red Sox. Got a lot of guys playing in positions that aren't necessarily their primary one today for the sake of getting a lot of offense into the lineup. I think batting-wise, this team should be just fine today, but got to keep that error column limited to 0 in this one, and hopefully you can take a game in front of a pretty sizable crowd on this special day from Hartford.
It's kind of a packed stadium, more so than expected. I think there's a lot of summer camps around here that have decided to make it a day trip with our 11 a.m. start time. So I'd say the average age in the ballpark today is probably around 11 or 12, and that's wonderful. It should be a loud atmosphere here. Great acoustics. Hyannis in their orange with the blue and white stripes on the sleeve, the white pinstripe pants. YD is in the red Cape Cod Baseball League uniforms, white pants with the red piping down the side. RJ Austin will lead off for the Red Sox, and he is facing Mason Nichols out of Ole Miss, native of Jackson, Mississippi. This season at Ole Miss, he went 4-3 with a 5.45 ERA. And I don't believe YD has seen him yet this season, which is rare because I feel like we've seen similar pitching matchups all season when YD is playing different teams throughout the league. So completely new guy on the bump today.
Yeah, these schedules have lined up nicely where we've seen some pitching rematches between pitchers often throughout this season, but for YD, this will be the first they see of Mason Nichols this season. He's had a up and down start to the year, normal relief pitcher type of guy from college, but has been starting games for Hyannis throughout the season.
Austin is in the righty box, and we are set to go. His right foot on the back line. Austin had 3 hits yesterday. At one point, he had all of the hits for the whole team until YD got it going a little too late in a 10-3 loss to Kitei, a team that's had their number all season. The next time the teams could possibly face would be in the league championship, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is the last time YD will face Hyannis this season, and Austin fouled off the first pitch into the backstop, second pitch on the way. Fastball down the heart of the plate, strike 2. He's down to an 0-2 count. Austin out of Vanderbilt has been the leadoff guy for YD, their best contact hitter. He is a magician at sneaking it through the infield gaps on a line or on the ground. Puts the barrel to the ball. The 0-2 swung on and missed. Strike 3. He chases high, and Brody Donay will toss it around the horn to start things off. 1 up, 1 down for the Harbor Hawks.
Yeah, Nichols throws hard. He went with 3 straight heaters there to RJ Austin and get all 3 by him. Austin got a piece of the first one, but elevated 2 fastballs to follow it up in a strong start for the righty out of Ole Miss.
Brings up Xander Darby, who has only been heating up for the Red Sox. This whole lineup is a mix of guys we haven't seen in different places as the first ball of the game is fired outside. Nichols squared to the plate with the glove set at the letters, takes a deep breath. Now into the wind, the pitch down the heart of the plate. He's been hammering away at this fastball. And the count's 1-1 with 1 gone to Darby. Out of UC Santa Barbara. Waves the bat below his knees. It's a black and tan bat. The 1-1 comes in, and the breaking ball catches that outside corner of the plate. Strike 2. Braden Montgomery on deck. He's been moved up in the lineup, and Hunter Hines is batting 5th today. That's the lowest we've seen him all season. We have guys scattered around the infield that we haven't seen before. Pitch comes in, called strike 3 on the outer half. Mason Nichols starting off so strong.
Fastball again, and at 95 miles an hour, this is one of the harder throwers that YD has seen all season. First 2 Red Sox that have come to the plate haven't quite looked ready for that fastball just yet. See if Braden Montgomery can finally catch up to one.
Montgomery out of Stanford, a recent addition to the lineup. He has made an impact immediately. Hainline at second is backed up into right field as the pitch comes in. For ball 1, taken at the shoulders by Montgomery. Nichols nods, spinning the ball in the glove, kicks and deals. Below the knees, bounces into the glove of Done, and Braden Montgomery is ahead 2-0. First YD batter that's been ahead in the count. Ryan Stafford on deck, who is on a hit streak of his own. Hit his first home run yesterday. Pitch comes in, flared out towards center field, but that's going to drop shallow into the glove of Trey Lipsy, and that retires the side. 2 strikeouts and a fly out. Mason Nichols faces the minimum to start things off, and we head to the bottom half. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network. We're back for the bottom half of the first. YD went 1-2-3 in the top half, and Nick Mitchell leads off against his former team. Played 9 games with the Red Sox at the beginning of the season before moving over to Hyannis. There was more opportunity over there in a very outfield-heavy lineup at the time. First pitch flies in on the ground towards second, scooped by Day. The toss well in time to retire the runner. One quick for Micah Bucknam, starting off on the mound out of LSU. He's come in the middle of the season and has become a very consistent guy in this starting lineup.
Yeah, Bucknam is a guy that's got great stuff out of LSU, and he's been good in his few appearances for YD. Took a little bit as he settled in.
He heaves the first pitch on the way. Strike on the top half of the zone for Zach Earhart out of Oklahoma State. Just finished up his sophomore year over there. A native of Tampa, Florida. Standing in the righty box all the way back. Pitch on the way, on the ground towards short. Diving, but Hardy can't grab it, and that's a base hit into center field. Bucknam has gotten the contact on the ground so far, but that one snuck through the gap in that 6-4 hole. And Hyannis strikes first with a runner on base.
Yeah, Bucknam's a pitch to contact type of guy. He's only got 5 strikeouts in 11 innings, but the downfall of that can be sometimes you give up base hits like that on a soft grounder that just finds the hole.
Infield and outfield shifted heavily to the pull side for Cam Smith, and the spray charts on him are heavily to the pull side. First pitch on the way, fired into the zone. 4-1. Cam Smith is currently third in the entire league in batting average. He's been their leadoff guy. He's batting .348 coming into today. Was an all-star starter for the Harbor Hawks. Counts 0-1. Pitch on the way. Hit well out towards right center, and that drops for a base hit. R.J. Austin coming over to it, and Zach Earhart, who was running on contact, made it all the way over to third base. Runners on the corners, and Cam Smith starting off hot. He's 1 for 1. 2 hits in a row now for the Harbor Hawks.
Yeah, see if Hyannis against a pitch to contact guy, and Micah Bucknam utilizes that hit and run many more times throughout this game. It worked out for them there. Softer contact again by Cam Smith, as that was just a little lazy looper out into right center field, but it dropped in, and that allowed the runner to move from first to third. And the Hyannis Harbor Hawks already threatening here in the bottom of the first.
And they bring up Zach York, who's one of the biggest power hitters on the team out of Grand Canyon University. He has hit YD hard. It's been an on-base machine. First pitch on the way from Bucknam falls into the zone on the breaking ball. 4-1. Smith on first, Earhart on third, 1 gone in the bottom of the first inning at Dunkin' Donuts Park between the Red Sox and the Harbor Hawks. York was an all-WAC second team selection in 2023. Bucknam delivers a pump fake towards third from Manny Garza, but he holds off and tosses it back to Bucknam as the count runs 1-1. 93 miles an hour from Bucknam. The national champion LSU Tiger. The runners look ready to go. Pick off towards first. Smith diving back. In there safely. Bucknam is taking his time up there. We've already seen a number of pitch clock violations from YD this season. The 1-1 comes in. Chopped, broken bat towards second. Day's only play is over to first, and a run comes across for the Harbor Hawks. It was eaten up in the grass, moving too slowly to get the runner at second, and Day decided to play it safe. The Harbor Hawks lead 1-0 with a runner on second in the fielder's choice.
This has been as unfortunate an inning as I think Micah Bucknam has had. That ball is a double play. If Zach York doesn't break his bat, Bucknam does well to jam him up, but sometimes when you jam a guy with the wooden bat, it breaks and the ball doesn't get hit as hard. That made the only play to first, and he gives up a run as a result.
Brings up Brandon Ike. His first time facing YD, recent addition out of VCU. Batted .346 over at Virginia Commonwealth. Good for a first-team All-A-10 selection. Counts 0-1 as he fouled off the first pitch. Bucknam delivers just off the plate. A ball and a strike with 2 gone. 1 runner in scoring position. 2 hits already for Hyannis, and Bucknam is trying to limit the damage and send YD back to the plate. It's been relatively low scoring between these two teams throughout the season. It's been pitching battles from the start. Bucknam shrugs, fires, line towards third, and the diving Xander Darby gets it in the air. He's been phenomenal all year at the hot corner and does it again. Leaves the ball on the mound, and we're heading to the top of the second. Hyannis leading 1-0. You're listening to ID Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Hyannis struck first in the bottom of the first. They lead 1-0 as Ryan Stafford comes up to the plate. On a 6-game hit streak, continued it yesterday with a bomb home run out to left field, and he takes ball 1 on the outside. Nichols faced the minimum in the first, and YD could not touch his fastball. Blew it by him every single time. Maybe YD coming in a little bit more prepared, having seen him. The kick and deal pushed foul into the net. It's a ball and a strike to Stafford. And that first pitch was actually called a strike on the outside corner, so Stafford is down 0-2.
It's weird on our broadcast angle. The umpire's strike call is directly in line with his body. It's really hard to see because it's directly out of our view.
You'll have to bear with us as we have some obstructed vision. The 0-2 comes in, fouled off by Stafford to stay alive in the at-bat. Stafford went up in the zone on that one. That's what sent Austin down swinging in the first plate appearance of the game. Nichols has the glove folded at the letters. He nods squared to the plate. Stafford set in the back of the box. Nichols delivers on the ground towards short. Scooped by Snow, the toss well in time, and Stafford's retired on the 6-3 putout. For out number 1, Nichols continues to face the minimum through 4 outs.
Yeah, Stafford looked a little more ready to hit there than I think the rest of the YD batters to that point had been so far, which is a good sign for the Red Sox. Finally starting to get some contact off of Nichols, who was untouchable through the first couple of hitters.
Talk about a guy who loves a fastball. It's Hunter Hines. First pitch on the way to him, swing and a miss underneath it. If Hines gets a fastball he likes, he can absolutely send this one out of the park.
And it is a tall wall, but a short porch and right. 308 down the line to his pull side.
Pitch on the way, runs in on the hands, a ball and a strike to Hines out of Mississippi State, the first team All-SEC selection as a designated hitter, and he has settled into that designated hitter spot for the majority of the season here on the Cape. 1-1 with 1 gone. Nichols deals low and away, ball 2. Hines leads the league in home runs by just 1. As we saw Cole Mathis hit 2 yesterday on his birthday, tracking down Hines. He's at 9, Hines is at 10. Leads the league in RBIs as well with 37. The 2-1 comes in high at the shoulders, and Hines has the hitter's count, 3 balls and a strike. First time we've seen Nichols at risk of walking a batter. Brady Day on deck. We haven't seen him in the starting lineup in a while. Almost it feels like not since he was drafted. He has decided to return to Kansas State. Nichols fires, popped up absolutely sky high out towards left field, and camped underneath it is Nick Mitchell. For out number 2, had some oohs and ahs from the crowd at the sheer power, but Hines was just underneath it and pushed it a mile high. Brings up Brady Day. Out of Kansas State, he's been a lockdown defender at second base, was drafted in the 12th round of the MLB draft by the Atlanta Braves, but has chosen not to sign. First pitch on the way, he shows bunt and pulls back, called strike 1. He's come in a pinch hit situation. He did yesterday, and he's subbed in as a defensive sub late in games, but nice to see him back in the starting lineup. Nichols into the wind. The 0-1 popped up towards shallow center field, tracking back from second. Hainline underneath it. 6 up, 6 outs for the Red Sox. Offensive struggles continue, and it'll be Hyannis back at the plate going 6-7-8 when we come back on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Bottom of the second, Eric Snow leading off for the Harbor Hawks. He's 1 for 6 with a walk against YD pitching throughout the season. Hasn't been in the lineup for the last 2 games. Came in late as a sub in one of them. Kick and deal, first pitch from Bucknum. Jumped foul, and that gets over the wall towards the sidewalk. Heads up to anyone walking over there as he goes down 0-1. Brody Done on deck, probably the biggest power bat in the Hyannis lineup. The 6'5" catcher has really stepped up. The 0-1 comes in from Bucknum, just slides off the plate a little low for ball 1. Done was not an all-star at first, but got called up when some of the starters pulled out, so he ended up playing in the all-star game, participated in the home run derby. The 1-1 lined towards first and diving. Casey Cook makes the grab for out number 1. First and third, lockdown from YD.
And man, Casey Cook has shown really nice defensive versatility for this team. We've seen him mostly in the outfield. He's been in the infield a little bit over these last couple of games, flashing the leather there.
Brings up Done, 29 in that righty box, back foot on the back line. He has a long stride as the first pitch comes in, low and away on the slider at 83 miles per hour. A big shrug of the shoulders from Done. Comes out of Virginia Tech, just finished up his freshman year, was an all ACC freshman team selection. Bucknum deals, check swing, goes around, strike 1. Ugly looking take. We do have a good view from up here of if the bat crosses the plane. That one I was pretty confident about as the count moves to 1-1 on Done. Bucknum kicks and deals, just bumped foul for strike 2. That one 82 miles per hour on the slider. Bucknum adding some rosin, moving the ball around, twisting it in his hands. YD is shifted to the pull side with 3 on the left side, and it's bumped foul, flied. It hits the light fixture and bounces back into the stadium.
It's about the only way you're going to get hit by a ball here in the stands. They do a good job with netting covering the stands all the way up the lines and around home, but almost ricocheted and came back.
Bucknum into the motion. The 1-2 paints the outside corner, strike 3. What a pitch and what a take from Brody Done in a 2-strike count. Really hard to watch that one go by, but he does just that, and Bucknum has 2 up, 2 down quickly in the second.
Yeah, if you're not sitting fastball there, that's going to be a tough pitch to hit on a heater painted on the outer corner. That was 95 miles an hour from Micah Bucknum.
Brings up Elijah Hainline, who shows bunt, pulls it back at ball 1. Hainline, a utility guy, has played around the middle infield at second and short all season. I got to talk to Hyannis head coach Eric Beatty, and he said that Hainline is one of the best spark plug personalities on the team. He brings the energy every day. Pitch comes in, fire down the heart of the plate, strike 1. He's fast. He's a great defender, particularly at second. And he said that Hainline has sneaky pop. His extra base numbers aren't showing that this season, but Beatty thinks he's due for a breakout. 1-1 on the way, skied foul behind the plate.
Seeing a couple of guys like that in the YD lineup. Xander Darby's a guy you really think of that was like that had some power from college, came in, it was mostly contact hitting to start, and then the strength really started to show off once he settled in.
Hainline set back at a full stride. That bat waving. 1-2. Chopped on the ground towards short. Hardy charges it, has it on the bounce, and retires the runner just in time by a step and a half. Casey Cook with the stretch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Micah Bucknum. Will stay at 1-0 heading to the top of the third. Perri, Kitei, and Luke West Poley on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Top of the third at Dunkin' Donuts Park, and Manny Garza leads off. It's been 6 straight for the Red Sox. Garza trying to get on base for the first time today. Nichols has been dealing in the first pitch. Yanked foul into the backstop once again. Bounces off and comes back over Garza's head to land just on that first baseline. Manny Garza, the catcher out of Rice, has had a really solid start to the season, batting .312, 5 for his first 16 with 2 walks and an RBI. Back in that lefty box, waving the mahogany bat. Jammed foul once again, this time to the opposite field. And 2 foul balls bring the count to 0-2. Garza, 5'10", 200 pounds, a native of Rio Grande City, Texas. The 0-2 comes in, pitch foul, and he tosses his bat into the net accidentally. Not the first time we've seen that from him. YD has been doing that quite frequently as of late.
2 days in a row. We saw 2 of those yesterday, him and Braden Montgomery.
Need to check on that pine tar in the dugout. These wood bats can be slippery, but third time now in the last 2 days.
Yeah, he just got some off the middle of his bat, but all 3 times we had not seen the batter go and get more pine tar. Just working with what they have.
3 foul balls to Garza. He's down 0-2. Nichols covering the face, now set at the belt. The pitch, push foul another time. Garza's just underneath it. As the YD batters have been, Hines and Day skied it to the outfield. They managed to get good contact, but everything has been underneath Nichols, who rides high at the top of the zone.
Manny Garza fan club in attendance.
Nichols delivers high at the shoulders. A nice take from Garza for ball 1, running up the count on Nichols, who's only had 26 total pitches through the first 2. The 1-2, another foul ball, another one underneath into that backstop. Sound like a broken record. Nichols this season, he's making his 7th appearance. He's gone 16.1 innings with a 5.51 ERA. Into the motion, the 1-2 on the way, on the ground towards second, right over to Hainline, and it's an easy out for the first one in the top of the third. A long at bat from Manny Garza's fruitless after the hard grounder. Can't find any holes. Brings up Casey Cook, another guy who's been putting it on a line as of late. He's been heating up. The UNC Tar Heel playing at first base today. Usually see him in right field. First pitch on the way. The curve drops in at the top of the zone. 71 miles per hour. We haven't seen a pitch like that from Nichols all day so far.
Yeah, that's the biggest speed change you're probably going to see from 95 down to 71.
The 0-1 on the ground up the third baseline. Slow chopper, the bounce, and the toss from Cam Smith. He bumped it to himself, showing off a little bit for the crowd here, and beat Casey Cook by half a step. Cook was motoring down the line, one of the faster guys on the team, but it's 2 routine ground outs to start things off here in the top of the third. YD does not have a base runner yet. Nichols is pitching a gem. Regular spaced infield for Hyannis. First pitch comes in, and Hardy flies it towards the third base line, coming over from short, called off by Mitchell in left field, and that'll do it on the fly out. YD finally makes it through their lineup in order, and we'll head to the bottom half of the third with Nichols perfect through 3. You're listening to the Cape League Broadcast Network. Bottom of the third at Dunkin' Donuts Park. Hyannis leads 1-0, trying to add to that here. They're at the bottom of their order with Trey Lipsy leading off, the center fielder out of Ohio State. He's been one of their best defenders in center field, robbed YD of a couple extra base hits the last time these teams played each other, and on the first pitch, grounds it through the gap into right field. Immediate impact here in the bottom of the third. That makes it all the way out to Braden Montgomery in right field. Third hit of the day for the Harbor Hawks.
It's been the offensive difference between these two teams so far, first time through the order. Hyannis has been more aggressive, and they have been rewarded for it. A lot more first pitch swings and a lot more getting put in play and finding holes, as YD still yet to find a base runner through 9 hitters.
It's kept the pitch count low on Bucknum, who's only at 24 total pitches. Pickoff comes into first. Diving back is Lipsy. Still a fresh count to Nick Mitchell. He grounded out to second in his first plate appearance, all the way in the back of the lefty box. Bucknum shrugs the shoulders, nods, another pickoff towards first, scampering back. Lipsy is safe over there. Zach Earhart on deck. The YD infield slightly shifted to the opposite field, with Day moved over towards the second base bag. Pitch on the way, bunt is squared. Strike one as Mitchell pulls it back. We've seen him lay down a bunt. In fact, he laid down a bunt to help YD with their first walk-off of the season. Earlier, second walk-off of the season. It was against Wareham, I believe. Huge comeback for YD, their biggest of the season in the 9th inning, and Nick Mitchell was a big part of that, now facing his former team. Bucknum kicks and fires. Pushed foul just underneath it as Mitchell, he gets the slightest piece of that ball, lines it backwards, and he's down 0-2. Mitchell had a field day against YD the first time he saw them on the roster in the leadoff spot, then wasn't in the lineup in the second game. In that third game, didn't go so well for the outfielder. Pitch on the way, just off the plate. Ball one. Lipsy took a big lead over on first, but decided against it and scampered back. Garza threw out 22 runners during the regular season at Rice in 2023. That was just over 40% of runners. Bucknum fires, push foul once again into that net. And the count will stay at 1-2. Runner on first in a game that Hyannis leads 1-0. They put up that run in the first inning off a couple of hits. Since then, Bucknum faced the minimum in the second, gave up a leadoff hit here, and that's where we're at so far. Looking down, runner goes from second. Throw on the way from Garza. It's a bullet in time. The tag put on by Theo Hardy. That throw was perfect from Garza behind the plate. Can't ask for something better.
Yeah, that throw hit the runner, and it just needed Theo Hardy to stick his glove in the way and squeeze it. That was excellent, excellent work from Garza behind the plate, and finally get to see a showcase of his defensive ability that we've been told about.
Counts at 2-2. Pitch comes in, ripped foul into the stands on the right side. Have some people running after that. That's the first time we've seen hard contact like that go foul from either team. We haven't seen a lot put on a line. The hits from Hyannis have been in the ground, and one was a bloop shot on some missed contact, but neither team has really been able to barrel it today. This time Mitchell flies it foul again and out of play towards the opposite side. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes to Nick Mitchell, who just announced recently that he's transferring to Indiana University come the fall. The 2-2 popped up foul out of play behind us. And we will continue to do it again. A lot of foul balls for both teams so far. Running up this pitch count on Bucknam. This has been a 7-pitch at-bat for Nick Mitchell already. The base paths are now clear with the bullet from Garza behind the plate. Bucknam set at the belt, kicks, fires, popped up sky high towards third base. Darby underneath it, called off by Hardy, who comes over in the middle of him and Stafford. It was a YD sandwich, and Hardy makes the grab out in shallow left field. 2 gone in the bottom of the third. Brings up Zach Earhart, who singled the first hit of the day for Hyannis back in the first. Loading up the knees, twisting that back leg in the righty box. The bat parallel to the ground, waving up and down. First pitch on the way. Ripped foul and out of play into the upper level of stands. Very few people sitting up there, but there is a couple scattered around to go chasing after that foul ball. Bucknam resets. Counts 0-1 to Zach Earhart with empty base paths in a 1-0 game, with Hyannis in the lead. The 0-1 bumped foul on the late swing, and Earhart's down 0-2. Cam Smith on deck. The second half of back-to-back hits in the first inning from the Harbor Hawks. Earhart taps the plate and resets. Really loaded up in the legs, a small strike zone on a guy with a small frame. The 0-2 comes in just off the plate. The frame from Garza doesn't do it, and the count moves to 1-2. Bucknam set, even infield, outfield playing at medium depth. Pitch on the way. Called strike 3 on the outside half. Earhart watches it go by, and that's the side. Bucknam faces the minimum for the second inning in a row with a little help from Manny Garza behind the plate, and we head to the top of the fourth. Hyannis leads 1-0, and you're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network.
One 0 Harbor Hawks in the top of the fourth inning from Duncan Park in downtown Hartford, Connecticut. Luke West, Poley, Perri, Kitei alongside. It has been a perfect day so far for Mason Nichols. The Rebel out of Ole Miss has gone through 9 up, 9 down the first time through the YD order. RJ Austin 0 for 1 with a strikeout, standing in the righty box from the wine. First pitch on the way. And it's a breaking ball, slides off the plate, 1-0. Austin was set down on 3 pitches his last time up. That's the first time he's seen the breaking ball. It was 3 fastballs from Nichols, who's been sitting in the mid-90s today. 1-0 pitch. Rises high, 2 balls, no strikes. Threw him the heater that time at 92. Velocity a little bit lower here in the top of the 4th inning. Just glad you could join us on this Wednesday morning, 11 a.m. start here from Hartford. 2-0 pitch to Austin. He swings and grounds it over to third base. On the 1 hop, it's fielded by Smith, and he throws over to first for the first out of the inning. Austin gets ahead in the count, but can't find one that gets through. Xander Darby got rung up his last time at the plate, and he will stand into the lefty box now for YD, rocking the sunglasses under the batting helmet on a sunny and warm day here in Hartford, with the temperature getting above 80 degrees as the day progresses.
You say warm, I say hot.
Darby goes after the first pitch and lifts it into left field. Charging in on it, Nick Mitchell, camped, and he makes the catch. Quickly 2 gone in the 4th. The low today in Hartford was 63 degrees from the early morning hours, and the high is 89. It's a very wide range.
That's just the East Coast for you.
2 gone and nobody on for Braden Montgomery in a 1-0 game led by Hyannis. Another left-handed hitter against the righty in Mason Nichols. The wind, the kick, the pitch. Breaking ball flipped in there for strike 1 at 71 miles an hour. Already talked about the speed change. There is a wide gap between fastball and breaking ball for Mason Nichols, who is up to 35 pitches. He's been efficient so far. 0-1. Trickles through the legs of Donay. Slight check swing by Montgomery, but he held his hands up, and it's a ball and a strike.
There is a slight shift in play with Hainline in the shallow outfield over in right.
I was going to say left side of the infield, playing a little off the line as well to his pull side. Left-handed hitter. 1-1. This ball is crushed out towards center field. Going back on it, Lipsy at the warning track. He makes the catch on the run, and that retires the side. 12 up, 12 down for Mason Nichols through 4 innings for him. We're headed to the home half of the 4th. It's 1-0 Harbor Hawks. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network. One 0 Harbor Hawks here in the home half of the 4th inning from Duncan Park in downtown Hartford, Connecticut. And Cameron Smith leads off for Hyannis against Micah Bucknam, who's back on the mound for YD. He's thrown 37 pitches, scattered 3 hits across 3 innings and 1 run. From the wind, the first pitch to the righty is a fastball outside, 1-0. Cam Smith 1 for 1 with a single, 1 of 2 that came in the first inning. Zach York brought in the RBI with a ground out for Hyannis, the only run of the game. 1-0 pitch. Taken in the dirt, check swing by Smith, and he held. 2 balls, no strikes. Bucknam has been solid. He's been drawing a lot of soft contact, which is his game. Couple of squeak through on him, though, as the 2-0 comes in. And it sinks low in the breaking ball at 86 miles an hour. 3 balls, no strikes to Cam Smith. No free passes yet for Micah Bucknam, who came in with an ERA under 2 through 11 innings pitched this season. Late addition out of LSU, the 3-0 pitch. He flips a breaking ball in there for strike 1. Three balls and a strike. Very good crowd here at this morning game that is turning into afternoon. 3-1 pitch. Fastball is crushed out towards left field, going back. This one off the wall, and it's off the base of the wall. Around first, heading for second. Smith is in there safely. He takes a long turn, but will stop there. And it's a lead-off double for Cam Smith, getting ahead in the count and blasting one out to left. Came up just short of going yard.
Cam Smith has been the biggest bright spot on this team. Beatty said that he just has the best pitch selection. He doesn't chase. Showed it here, gets ahead in the count, 3-1, crushes it. First time we've seen it get past the outfield and hit off that base of the wall from either team. First extra base hit. And Smith has the easier half of the cycle. 2 for 2 with a single and a double.
Runner on second and nobody out for Zachary York as Hyannis looks to add to a 1-0 lead. York has the RBI. First pitch. Breaks to the bottom part of the zone for strike 1. YD with the shift in play on the right side of the infield. At second base, Brady Day is backed up a good ways into the outfield. Probably more than we typically see when they put this shift into effect. He is at least 20, 25 feet out there and right. Out of the stretch, Bucknam from the first base side of the rubber takes a breath and deals. Fastball high and away that time. A ball and a strike to York.
York grounded out his first time around with a broken bat over to second base, and because the bat was broken, the ball got rolled up and didn't give YD an opportunity to turn the double play. That's when the first run came across. But York, usually a power guy, had
ball and a strike to count the pitch, and it is lifted up in the air and over the screen, foul out of play, 1-2.
York was a freshman All-American for Grand Canyon this season, only the 6th freshman All-American in program history, thanks to his 13 doubles, 8 home runs, and 368 overall average. His older brother Nick's playing for the Red Sox organization, making his way up to the majors.
Ball and 2 strikes, the pitch. Fastball high at the shoulders, 2-2. Big frame, 6'2", 290, trying to drive in that runner from second. Hyannis leads 1-0. 4 hits for the Harbor Hawks. No walks yet. But it's been enough to lead YD, who is getting perfectoed through 4 innings at the plate. 2-2 pitch to York. Swinging a lifted foul shot down the left field line, out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. They got the sound effects here. The Legend of Zelda chest sound was just played over the PA.
That is so specific.
2 balls, 2 strikes to York. This is a great minor league ballpark and a place that clearly likes to have fun. You can tell when the home team's called the Yard Goats. 2-2 pitch. Fouled straight back. Still 2-2. Great ballpark. They've got a large statue of a deer on top of the terrace in right field. They've got a large sign in left that reads, "No goats, no glory." Yard Goats are on the road right now on a road trip facing off against the New Hampshire Fisher Cats. 2-2 pitch to York. Check swing, and it's lifted left field into there for a base hit. Smith was not running on contact, thinking that ball would be caught, but it just got over the glove of Xander Darby at third. And so Smith could not come across to score on the single, but back-to-back hits to begin the inning. As Smith over to third, they're on the corners with nobody out for Brandon Ike, who lined out on a web gem at third base by Xander Darby his last time up.
YD does not have the infield in right now. They are playing at full depth for Brandon Ike. Nobody gone yet here in the bottom of the 4th.
likely sacrifice the run for the double play as the middle infield stays back. Righty on righty matchup, still out of the stretch. Bucknam lowers the glove to the belt, bouncing his front foot. He kicks and throws. A breaking ball down low for ball one. Ike the DH today for Hyannis. Recent addition to this roster. Hyannis team that has been screaming hot, now just a game and a half back of the West Division lead that mid-season we thought was going to be run away with by the Kitei Kettleers. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Breaking ball, he was underneath it. It's a ball and a strike.
Hyannis yesterday had a 9-3 win versus Chatham. They have 46 overall points. YD with 43 points, sitting at 21-15-1. That's good for first place in the East. It's been a really lopsided year with the competition between divisions.
1-1 pitch, and he crushes this one out towards right, racing back on it. Montgomery, he makes the catch, runner tagging from third. Montgomery will throw into second, and the run scores as Cam Smith comes in. It's a sac fly for Brandon Ike, and it's 2-0 Harbor Hawks in the fourth. Finally, a man down in the inning as Zachary York remains on first base. One away with the only runner being on in York, and Eric Snow coming to the plate, the shortstop who lined out to first base in his only at-bat so far. Inning-ending double play in effect. YD now trailing 2-0 after the sac fly. Bucknam at 52 pitches. The first pitch on the way is lifted up in the air behind home. Might be playable for Garza, who gives it a run. It just gets over the netting and foul out of play. No balls and a strike.
We've seen a lot of foul balls, but for the most part, they've either been completely flown out of the ballpark or lined back into the net. We haven't seen anything in play around the plate, just straight popped up.
Bucknam set for the 0-1. The pitch. Fastball paints the black on the outside half. No balls, 2 strikes. YD looking to get back in the win column after their 4-game winning streak was ended yesterday at the hands of Kitei. Red Sox have already clinched playoffs, as have these Hyannis Harbor Hawks. YD, Hyannis, and Kitei, the 3 that are into the postseason. 0-2 to Snow. And he lines this one pretty deep out towards right field, but coming in on it, Montgomery makes the catch, and a ball hit on the line to him. And there are 2 gone as the runner stays put on first. Couple of balls hit out to Montgomery that have looked deceptively good off the bat. That one ended about mid-outfield. 2 gone with a runner on first. Hyannis still leading 2-0, and the batter is Brody Donay. Got rung up in the second.
We've seen a couple of hits that look really good off the bat, like they could be out of here, particularly that one from Montgomery out towards center field. But this ballpark deceptively hard to hit a home run at because of that wall.
First pitch gets away all the way to the backstop as the runner will rumble from first to second. Zachary York into scoring position, and the count moves to 1-0 to Brody Donay. It is highly, highly, highly unlikely that we will see a center field home run today. It's 388 feet out there to center, and there is a very tall batter's eye that is in play. You gotta hit it over it if you want a home run out to straightaway center. Runner on second now in a 1-0 count. Pitch to Donay. Check swing, and got a piece of that ball actually as he foul tips it. Manny Garza smothered it behind the plate, but it doesn't matter as it's not a live ball. It's a ball and a strike to Donay. It's like the YD bullpen starting to get active. 1-1, the pitch. Lifted up towards right field. Montgomery drifting back on it at the warning track. He makes the catch in the shade, and that ends the inning. So Hyannis adds on another as Cam Smith hits a leadoff double, and he is driven in on the sac fly from Brandon Ike. It's 2-0 Harbor Hawks as we head to the 5th. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Top of the 5th inning here from Duncan Park in downtown Hartford. Poley with Perri Kitei alongside as YD has made their way off Cape. Things have not gone well for the Red Sox so far, trailing 2-0. Sounds much better than it is, though. YD has a perfect game going against him as the first pitch is dealt into Ryan Stafford. He chops it up the middle, coming over on it from short. It's scooped up by Snow, and he throws to first to get the out on Stafford. He's now got 2 groundouts to short in the game. 1 gone in the 5th. Mason Nichols has retired the first 13 batters of this game, and coming into this inning through just 38 pitches, just through his 39th, and already got the first out. 1 away for Hunter Hines with the bases empty. He flew out to left his last time up.
Great song choice.
First pitch on the way. Hines takes the ball outside on the fastball, 1-0. Nichols' velo has been down these last couple of innings from 95 down to about 92, but still pretty economical in terms of pitch count.
Hines has done a nice job all season being disciplined at the plate and not chasing.
1-0. That bounces and skips away from Brody Donay behind the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. Very dangerous counts to Hunter Hines when you fall behind. We've seen what the Cape League's RBI and home run leader can do when he gets ahead. 2 balls, no strikes. The wind, the kick, the pitch. This one lifted up towards straightaway center field. Coming over on it is Trey Lipsy for Hyannis, and he will make the catch.
Second time today that Hines has just been underneath it. He hit that ball 100 feet in the air, but something like that, just the outfield has too much time to get underneath it. It's never going to drop.
2 gone for Brady Day. It's YD still going to break up this perfect game, going through 4 2/3. Top of the 5th, base is empty and 2 gone. First pitch today. It's a fastball that clips the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Day popped out to second base his first time up. Breath taken, the kick and the pitch on the 0-1 is a breaking ball way upstairs above Brady Day's head, and it's a ball and a strike. Very early departure time for YD today. Left just after 6 a.m. from Red Wilson Field. Brady Day slept the whole way there on the bus. Told me I should say that on the broadcast, so I did. The pitch misses down low. It's 2 balls and a strike today.
Day coming out of Kansas State. He'll be returning there for his redshirt junior year.
The 1-1 offering is lifted down the left field line. Coming over on it, Mitchell. He has the room and makes the catch. Just barely in fair territory near the corner for the 3rd out of the inning. This has been a brutal day at the plate for YD batters. 15 up and 15 gone through 5 innings at the plate. We're halfway home, and it is 2-0 Hyannis from Duncan Park. Harbor Hawks back to the plate when we return, bringing 8-9-1 here on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Stay tuned. The Armbruster Red Sox want to thank Cape Cod Veterinary Specialists for sponsoring this broadcast. Cape Cod Veterinary Specialists provide premier emergency and specialty care for your beloved companions. They are located in Denison Buzzards Bay and are open 24 hours a day. Last of the fifth from Duncan Park. It's 2-0 Hyannis, and the Red Sox are being perfectoed through 5 at the plate. Micah Bucknam looking to hold things together in the field. His first pitch to Hainline is a breaking ball swung on and missed for strike one. He was out in front of it. Hainline is 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. Bucknam has given up a hit in the first inning and in the fourth inning. Scattered around 5 hits. No walks for the LSU Tiger. Wines lifts the knee and throws the 0-1. A breaking ball sinks underneath the zone, and Hainline lays the plant foot but lays off. It's a ball and a strike.
Hainline has been in the lineup every time against YD, just 1 for 10 with 2 walks against YD pitching.
1-1 pitch. This one stroked out towards deep center field. Moseying back on it. RJ Austin still going, and it's over his head. One hopping off the wall. Hainline gets into second, and he will stop there. And it's a leadoff double on a ball that just kept carrying for the Harbor Hawks in the 5th.
That ball was crushed from Hainline. It's the second leadoff double for Hyannis in a row. They brought around the last one in the last inning for the second run of the game. Let's see if they can do that here as they reach the bottom of the order for the second time today.
Trey Lipsy is 1 for 1, singled and was caught stealing in the 3rd inning. Runner on second, nobody out. Bucknam forced to go back out of the stretch. First pitch on the way, the bunt is squared, pitch sails high as the bunt's pulled back. Ball 1 on the fastball. Bucknam has thrown 62 pitches. Ball and no strikes to Trey Lipsy. Outfielder out of Ohio State, playing in enemy territory, native of Southfield, Michigan. 1-0 pitch on the way. The bunt is up, and he squares and misses for strike one. Bucknam with the breaking ball there. It ducked underneath the bat with some late life, and it's a ball and a strike. Hyannis playing some small ball here. Runs have been hard to come by in this game, and with the way that Mason Nichols is pitching, that's likely to continue. Micah Bucknam has been solid himself, just no run support whatsoever from his team, and it looks like a balk is indeed the call on Bucknam, and that'll move the runner from second to third. And so no more need to bunt here for Trey Lipsy.
Unless you're going for the squeeze play, which could be an option with the infield pulled back. Likely not.
1-1 pitch, and he lines this one over to first, catch made. That's Theo Hardy, it looks like, rather Casey Cook that made that catch. A nice play from the first baseman. Second time we've seen that today from Cook flashing the leather. That turns the lineup over for Hyannis to an 0-for-2 Nick Mitchell. Another insurance run still on third. That's the only base runner that the Harbor Hawks have right now. One gone in the bottom of the fifth. So they're looking to add on to a 2-0 lead. Whitey infield is halfway in. Righty on lefty to Mitchell.
That was so fast off the bat and into Cook's glove. I blinked and I missed it. It was an unbelievable reaction time from the first baseman.
First pitch on the way, and Mitchell takes high. Back pick to third is spiked, and it gets into left field. Hainline coming in to score as the throw comes in high and late. And that's 2 free ones to move the runner from second to home on the balk and the wild back pick. After the leadoff hit, Hyannis didn't have to do anything at the plate to get another run home. It's 3-0 Harbor Hawks now with the bases clearing out in the fifth.
Deja vu for YZ, their very first game of the season. They lost on a back pick to third.
Next pitch on the way. This one is flared out to pretty deep left field. Going back on it, the catch is made as Stafford had the room. 2 gone for Zach Earhart with the bases empty. Now 3-0. Hyannis leading over YD. That's the first error of the game for the Red Sox, something we highlighted off the top. Errors have spelled trouble for the Red Sox all season long, but one guy If you could pick anyone on this field who you didn't think would make one, would be Manny Garza, who we've lauded for his defensive abilities. First pitch on the way, the bunt is squared as the pitch misses down low. Earhart pulls the bunt back, ball one. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a looking strikeout in this game. Also scored the Harbor Hawks' first run. That serves as the winning run, the one that came across in the first inning. 1-0 pitch on the way. Drops off the plate, 2 balls, no strikes.
It's been a brutal day for Bucknam. He's just been on the losing end of a couple of unlucky situations that have ended up bringing runs across, like those 2 free passes you were just talking about, Luke.
2-0 pitch. A fastball burns the outer corner of the zone at 93 miles an hour, 2 balls and a strike. Bucknam has yet to walk a batter or hit a batter. He's given up 2 doubles. 6 total hits for the Harbor Hawks in this one. 2-1 from Bucknam. Fastball low, 3 balls and a strike. Zach Earhart, Oklahoma State Cowboy, who was injured for the beginning part of the season. Righty on righty. Bucknam coming out of the wind now with the bases clear. 3-1 pitch. Off the plate, ball 4. Fastball looked like it had some movement that brought it away from the strike zone, but Bucknam can't draw the swing and miss. That's his first walk. And that extends this inning. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Hyannis leading 3-0 in their hottest bat coming up. Cameron Smith is 2 for 2 with a single, a double, and a run score.
This is the one guy you really do not want at the plate right now. He is one of the best bats in the league, and today is on fire to start things off.
Bucknam will throw over to first, a head-first slide, and Earhart is back safely. Bucknam up to 71 pitches, 72nd. Is delayed by another pickoff that comes over to first just to check on the runner. Yet to throw a pitch to Cameron Smith. Whitey trailing 3-0. 2 away in the bottom of the 5th. Initial offering comes in, runner goes, pitch is lined over left side. That's a base hit into left field. Earhart sprinting around second. He slides into third. And Cameron Smith extends the inning with his 3rd hit of the day. It's a single to put runners on the corners with 2 away for Zachary York, who looks to collect his 2nd RBI. He's 1 for 2.
Cam Smith is special. I think he is kind of the R.J. Austin equivalent for the Harbor Hawks, a guy that will sneak it through the gaps, put it on the ground at any means possible, any means necessary. In the heart of the order in that 3-hole, 3 for 3 to start things off today.
Whitey looking to keep this lead at what it is. Harbor Hawks already have 1 in this inning. It's 3-0. Hyannis over YD, and now see a pitching coach out of the dugout for the Red Sox. Runners are on the corners with 2 down. Zachary York, the batter, the big lefty out of Grand Canyon. And with Micah Bucknam at 72 pitches, they're going to meet up here and talk about how to get this final out of the inning. This gives us some time to look around this beautiful ballpark here at Duncan Park, home of the Eastern League's Hartford Yard Goats. They're the AA affiliate of the Colorado Rockies. Shout out to Whitey's broadcaster, one of 2 of them last year, Sam Lebowitz. He's broadcasting in the Eastern League this year for the Erie Seawolves. He was here just a little while ago. Meeting on the mound is broken up, ready to begin this at bat against Zachary York. They're on the corners with 2 gone in the bottom of the 5th. 3-0 Hyannis. Righty on lefty, and Bucknam goes to first to check on the runner. York certainly with the ability to drive in runs, brings pop in the bat.
Already has one today driven in.
Bucknam will again throw over. He's been throwing over a decent amount to first base. York has driven in 17 on the season, including his today, in just 14 games. Pitch on the way, and it misses outside at 85 miles an hour, 1-0.
Cam Smith doesn't have a stolen base this season in the Cape League. Interesting to see so many pickoff attempts over there. Could just be a strategy to mess with York.
The 1-0 pitch, runner goes, and the pitch is hit well out towards center field. Austin going back, looks to be under it, and he is, making the catch short of the warning track for the third out of the inning, as that retires the side. Hyannis says I'll have another in the fifth. It's 3-0 Harbor Hawks as we head to the sixth. YD has yet to get a base runner in this game. Perfect game going for Mason Nichols. They'll look to break it up when we come back with the bottom three in the order coming to the plate. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Quickly, we've made our way into the top of the sixth inning here from Hartford. Luke West Poley and Perri Kitei, so glad you could join us. A little afternoon YD action. This game kicked off in the morning. It's now just past noon here, local time on the East Coast. YD facing off against Mason Nichols, who's been perfect. It's 3-0 Harbor Hawks, and he hasn't allowed a base run at first pitch on the way to Manny Garza. He lines it up the middle and right at the shortstop, Eric Snow, who makes the catch for the first out of the inning. We've seen a lot of one pitch, one out over these last couple of innings for the Red Sox. Part of the reason why, through now 5 1/3, Mason Nichols at just 46 pitches.
So unlucky for Garza. Snow and Hainline were both pinched in towards the middle, expecting that, and it ended up going right towards Snow. Looked really good off the bat. But YD is just not catching any breaks today.
5 1/3 perfect for Nichols. Casey Cook now the batter. He is 0 for 1 with a ground out to third. Bases empty, one gone in a 3-0 game led by Hyannis. The wind, the kick, and the deal. The bunt is squared and pulled back for ball one. Might get a little testy there for Casey Cook. There's debate about whether or not you should do something like that in a situation like this. A ball and no strikes. The pitch. This time he keeps the bat on the shoulder and takes down low, 2-0.
The outfield is shifted to the opposite side for Cook. There is a ton of room up the first baseline if he could bring this around.
2-0 bounces in for ball three, and now the perfect game is hanging in the balance with a 3-0 count to Casey Cook. Gotta imagine the brightest of red lights is on here for the lefty hitter out of UNC.
Even just one base runner for YD could really change the momentum here.
3-0, and that's a strike, perfectly placed at the top part of the zone, 3-1.
Nichols has reached 3 ball counts already today, and he has not faltered one bit. So confident up there.
3-1, high ball 4. No hitter still going, but there goes the perfect game for Mason Nichols. He lasted 5 1/3 innings. And YD has their first base runner as Casey Cook takes the 5-pitch walk. And with the perfect game gone, now Brody Donay coming out from behind the plate for Hyannis to go talk to his pitcher. With Theo Hardy being the batter for YD, he has flown out to left in this game.
Just 52 pitches for Nichols so far. He can stay in this one for a little bit longer, and it looks like he will. YD looking to turn it to the top of the order with Hardy in the 9th spot at the plate right now. Still a no-hitter.
Infield pinched slightly in the middle for Theo Hardy, righty on lefty. First time Nichols has to throw from the stretch. Casey Cook with a moderate lead on first. Initial offering to Hardy, a long pause, and now the pitch. Bunt is squared, it's pulled back and taken low for ball 1. Surprised that wasn't a pitch clock violation. That looked very, very close there from Nichols, who had a long hold from the stretch. Cook inching off of first. Nichols will give him a look before coming set. A ball and no strikes to count with man on first, 1 away in the 6th. Pitch to Hardy. Check swing, foul ball as he lines it over to the Hyannis dugout. It's a ball and a strike. Still 3-0 Hyannis. 7-0 the hit tally in favor of the Harbor Hawks. In the 4th and final meeting between these two teams, cross-divisional rivals, although very close to one another. Parks are just about 15 minutes apart, but both teams playing here about 3.5 hours down the road. Get time called by the home plate umpire as have a brief delay. Nichols steps off and now climbs back on. A ball and a strike to count to Theo Hardy. Look over at a vacant third base. Nichols nods again, nods a third time, and now deals. And Hardy wraps this one first base side, fielded on the pick by Yorkie, goes over to second for 1, and they will eat it up there. As Hardy reaches on the fielder's choice, but Casey Cook is retired over at second base. Turns the lineup over, but now 2 gone in the top of the 6th inning for YD, and a hitless RJ Austin coming up for his 3rd time around.
YD all season has been a late game team. Once they see a guy a couple of times, and especially once they get a team going to the bullpen, they've really found their stride later in games. Hoping to do so right now, get something going. They've gotten a lot of rallies on 2 outs. Probably the majority of their runs all season have come on 2 outs.
First pitch to Austin, and he hits it on the ground. Left side, it's over the glove of Eric Snow on the hop for a base hit. We'll see how they score it. Snow was crouched on a knee trying to field it on the backhand, and it took a bad hop on him and trickled into left. Eagerly awaiting the scorer's decision here, as we will keep you posted. For now, first and second with 2 outs for Xander Darby, as the tying run is now at the plate for YD, just like that in a 3-0 game. Hyannis out in front. Darby has struck out and flied out. Still no word on what is going to be the decision, and now it is going to be called an error by the shortstop. So the no-hitter continues for Mason Nichols, as that's scored up as an E6. If a run comes in for YD, it'll be unearned with the 2-out error. Hardy moves to second, Austin on first with Xander Darby at the plate. And now we will see Eric Beatty out of the dugout. And this would be, I feel, a tremendously unfortunate way for Mason Nichols to see his outing come to an end. Walks the batter, gets the out, but Beatty's giving him a handshake. It looks like that's going to be it for him. Fist bumps all around, and well-deserved for Mason Nichols. He was a treat to watch today. He's got a no-hitter going through 5 2/3. Perfect game has come to an end, but Hyannis will look to make this a combined one and carry this throughout the rest of the game. Meanwhile, YD is threatening. They've got first and second with 2 outs as Xander Darby comes to the plate looking to get YD back into this one. We'll step aside when we come back. Red Sox looking to get their first run of the game. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network. First and second, 2 outs. YD still being no hit with Xander Darby coming to the plate. They trail the Hyannis Arborhawks 3-0. Eric Beatty calls to his bullpen, looking to make it a combined no-hitter and carry this the rest of the way. YD is looking to claw their way back in this one after a lifeless offensive performance through 5 innings. Xander Darby will be the hitter against J.B. Middleton. 6 foot, 175-pound righty out of Southern Miss. Makes his second appearance against the Red Sox. Pitching out of the stretch with first and second. First pitch to Darby, check swings and goes around. They will appeal out to the base umpire and Robert McHugh. And he will say that Darby held, actually. Goodness.
Looked like a hold from here. He just kept the barrel back. Nice work.
1-0. He squares to bunt and puts it up towards third. Middleton waving people off, throws it over to first. And it's in time, and with 2 outs, that retires the top of the 6th. So YD went with the bunt there, trying to steal a hit, and it did not work out for them. The Red Sox got some base runners for the first time, but are still being no-hit through 6 innings. We head to the home half. It's 3-0 Harborhawks on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Cape Cod Healthcare is proud to be the official healthcare provider of the Cape Cod Baseball League and shares a reminder that blood donated to Cape Cod Healthcare stays on Cape Cod. Help save the lives of your friends, family, and neighbors. Learn more at capecodhealth.org/blood center. Cape Cod Healthcare, caring commitment, community. We are off Cape Cod, and we are in Hartford, Connecticut. Bottom of the 6th inning from Duncan Park. It's 3-0 Harborhawks as Micah Bucknam gets back to the mound. Red Sox finally got a base runner to break up the perfect game in the top half, but the no-hitter's still going as the Red Sox stranded a pair. The batter against Micah Bucknam is Brandon Ike. First pitch to him, and he lines it left side. It's over the head of the shortstop for YD, Theo Hardy, into left for a base hit. Ike, who had a sac fly his last time up, some more productivity from him as he serves as the leadoff man getting aboard for the 5th time in 6 innings now for Hyannis. Only time they didn't get the leadoff man on is when they went in order in the 2nd. Runner on first, nobody out for Eric Snow. He's 0 for 2. Ike leaning towards second from the stretch. Bucknam deals. Pitch is bumped foul. No balls and a strike. Bucknam's pitch count's been pretty low considering that he's given up 8 hits. He's at 76 right now. Thought that he might have seen his last in the 5th inning, but trotted back out here for this 6th frame. 0-1 pitch. Hits him. So Snow gets drilled. Looks like he caught that one on the hip. And that puts runners on first and second with nobody out as Snow is aboard for the first time. And it brings up a hitless Hyannis catcher, Brody Donay, who was 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout, but a good spot to break this game open here. Scott Pickler's coming out of the dugout, and that is probably it for Micah Bucknam on this day.
I was going to say, Luke, at least one more base runner when I didn't see movement from Coach Pickler, but not surprised to see the day. And from Bucknam here, putting 2 on with nobody out. We have no view of the bullpen, so I'm really interested to see who they'll bring in this situation. I'd assume more of a strikeout heavy guy. I wonder if we'll see someone like Landon Beitelschieß, who has really high strikeout numbers.
Bucknam still waltzing around on the mound. The ball has been taken from him, so ID is going to go to the bullpen. And we will see a new pitcher on the mound. Looks like that's Connor O'Hara that's coming in for the Red Sox. So we will step aside in the bottom of the 6th. Hyannis has put the first 2 men aboard. They got first and second, nobody out in a 3-0 lead. We'll be back with a new arm on the mound. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Connor O'Hara, the righty out of Florida Gulf Coast, gets the ball for Scott Pickler's club here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-0 Hyannis is our score. They've got first and second and nobody out with Brody Done at the plate as Micah Bucknam came out for this 6th inning but failed to record an out. Line is not quite final yet as he's responsible for the runners on first and second. O'Hara out of the stretch, awaiting his first pitch. Here comes. And Done takes a breaking ball outside, 1-0. Bucknam went 5 innings, gave up 8 hits, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. So far, 3 runs, but could be as many as 5 as he's responsible for first and second. Ball and no strikes to the tall catcher out of Virginia Tech, Brody Done.
Last time around, crushed it off the bat out to right field, but Montgomery caught it on the track.
1-0 is swung on and missed when reaching for the breaking ball there at 87 miles an hour, and it's a ball and a strike. Double play is in effect with nobody out. Crowd chanting the name of Brody Done. The summer camp kids have been into this game.
They want some action.
1-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. Yeah, I don't know, maybe it's been a bit disappointing for them. Because if you're a really hardcore baseball fan, obviously you're going to say a game in which a no-hitter is going on through 6 innings is pretty entertaining. YD is being no-hit right now, but for maybe a casual baseball fan, some people might find that a little more boring. Want to see more offense. 1-2, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Breaking ball down low, and he cut on it and came up empty. Done falls to 0 for 3, and that's a big first out of the pen for Connor O'Hara.
Absolutely massive. One of the best bats in Hyannis' lineup, and O'Hara getting the swing and miss early. Really good sign. He is making his 7th appearance. He's been here since the beginning. He's gone 15.1 innings already. 3.52 ERA over that span.
Elijah Hainline is the hitter. First and second, one gone. The first pitch on the way. Check swing and a pitch outside. Appeal to first, and John Grasso says he held his swing up. Ball and no strikes to Hainline, who has doubled and scored and also grounded out in this game. Rising junior out of Washington State. Ball and no strikes. The pitch. Finds the bottom of the zone at 86. Another check swing from Hainline as he watches that strike go by. 1-1 to Hainline, 231 hitter, 1 home run, and 6 driven in on the year for the Cougar.
Stayed at home for college. He's a Spokane, Washington native.
1-1 pitch. Slow roller foul up the left side towards the Hyannis dugout. It dribbles. It's a ball and 2 strikes. O'Hara this season has thrown 15 1/3 innings. Seen him periodically out of the bullpen, not necessarily a super go-to guy for this club, but he has been very reliable when called upon. 3.52 ERA for him on the season. He's got the count 1-2 to Hainline. A look back at second, now home. The pitch. Fastball low at 94, 2 balls, 2 strikes. He'll take a second to step behind the mound and twist the ball in his glove.
Hainline, a Pac-12 honorable mention selection in 2023. One of the faster, more athletic guys on the team, according to head coach Eric Beatty.
1 gone in the bottom of the 6th, first and second. The 2-2 bounces in for ball 3. Breaking ball in the dirt, and Hainline doesn't chase. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Righty on righty. Hyannis looking to add more insurance to a 3-0 lead. They have led wire to wire so far as they took the lead in the first and have not relinquished it. The payoff. Swinging a jam shot over towards short, backing up, and the catch made by Theo Hardy. Both runners forced to stay put on the soft contact from Hainline. Just missed his barrel and got jammed. And there are 2 gone in the inning for Trey Lipsy, who is 1 for 2. Still first and second. O'Hara just 1 out away from getting out of this inning in relief and holding both runners that he inherited in their same spots. Brady Day will back up at second base into the shallow outfield and right. Righty on lefty. O'Hara from the stretch. Looking at the ground, now rises his sights. The first pitch bounces in, trickles away from Garza, but he gets to it quickly with the bare hand. And neither runner in any hurry to move up. They'll stay put. A ball and no strikes. The count to Trey Lipsy.
Day backed up, as we've seen him all day, into the shallow right field, pretty far out there. Hardy and Darby splitting the distance between second and third.
1-0 the count. The kick and pitch. Swinging a sharp grounder up the middle. That's a base hit. Ike rounds third. He's headed for home. Play at the plate is cut off by O'Hara. The run scores. Snow moves up to second. It's an RBI single on 2 outs for Trey Lipsy. And the Harbor Hawks make it 4-0 in the 6th.
Just straight up the middle, sneaks through. When the shift is on, Brady Day had no chance on it. Theo Hardy over there wasn't even close as well. Nice work by Trey Lipsy to beat the shift and flip over this lineup to a top of the lineup that is in hitless for the top 2, but Camp Smith right behind them.
Nick Mitchell is 0 for 3, flied out his last time. First and second, 2 outs in a 4-0 game. Hyannis in front. They've got 9 hits in this one. O'Hara's first pitch runs down and in on the fastball. A ball and no strikes, 96 miles an hour from O'Hara. Wonder if this radar gun they've got here at Duncan Park might be juiced up just a little bit. Some of these velos have been awfully high today. Everybody that has thrown in this one has been 95 plus. O'Hara's 1-0 pitch comes home. It's a fastball high at the shoulders. 2 balls, no strikes. To the future Hoosier, Nick Mitchell. Whitey's lone win. He recorded, Whitey's lone win, I should say, against Hyannis. He recorded the final out for the Harbor Hawks. He's also haunted Whitey with some good performances. 2-0. Breaks high and tight. 3 balls, no strikes.
O'Hara did a nice job coming in relief to get 2 outs quickly, but with 2 on here, you don't want to load the bases for Earhart, who already has a hit today.
3 balls, no strikes to Mitchell. The pitch. Fastball finds the zone for strike 1. That pitch read 97 miles an hour, which if that is accurate, that is blistering from Connor O'Hara.
I don't think we've seen any velos like that all season from YD.
The highest in the Cape League was 98.6 miles an hour all season, so. And there were not many guys up there. The 3-1 bounces in for ball 4. That'll load up the bases as Nick Mitchell works the walk, but there are very few guys that are even over 96 miles an hour throwing in summer ball. We have seen it. Brody Brecht is the hardest thrower who's been on a roster this season. He has been up to, I believe, 101, but that was not while he was here. But it is rare to see something over 95, and O'Hara has done that a couple of times. But he has also loaded the bases. 2 outs for Zach Earhart. He is 1 for 2 with a walk. Pitch. Framed to strike at the top part of the zone, 0-1. 84 miles an hour on the breaking ball. Flips it into the top part and steals a strike from Earhart, who has scored a run in this game. That's Hyannis' first run and the winning run as of right now, with YD being no hit and being scoreless in the bottom of the 6th. 4-0 Hyannis. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a liner, softly foul on the right side into the YD dugout it goes. Scott Pickler evading it. He gets out of the way. It's no balls, 2 strikes to Earhart.
Hyannis has just quietly expanded their lead all day. They've put up 1 run in each inning in the first, 4th, 5th, and 6th. They're on a 3-inning streak right now of plating runs across, and it's just been stretching out this game by a good margin.
O'Hara's 0-2 comes in. Check swing and a foul ball. Into the screen on the right side. We'll do it again. He will see another. The bases are loaded. YD has been shut out once this year. They have been lifeless offensively today, in large part due to great pitching on the Hyannis side. The Red Sox going to need to pick things up in the final 3 innings. Crucial that their pitching keeps this score at what it is at 4-0. Another 0-2 from O'Hara. Way outside, he yanked it into the other batter's box, and Earhart takes ball 1.
Earhart 1 for 2. He's walked, has a single, and been rung up in the middle of those 2. His single was the first of the game, just a sign of what was to come for the Harbor Hawks.
8 more hits since. 1-2, beaten into the ground, left side, it squeaks through for a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Lipsy around third. Play at the plate is not in time, and it's a 2 RBI single for Zach Earhart. Hyannis strikes again with 2 outs, and for the first time, they have a multi-run inning as they add on another pair. It's 6-0.
This inning has been brutal for YD. Hyannis has only left 4 guys on base the whole time. YD's gotten so close here with 2 outs. Things look like they were headed in the right direction, and all of a sudden Hyannis has been stringing together just single after single. And with the speed in the lineup, it's been enough to get all of them home from second.
First pitch to Cameron Smith. He takes a strike on the outer corner, 0-1. He's 3 for 3. Harbor Hawks out to a 6-0 lead in the sixth. They've got first and second, 2 away. That was their 10th hit of the game. Harbor Hawks, the hottest team in the Cape Cod League. Ball and no strikes to Smith, 2 singles, a double, and a run scored. O'Hara kicks and fires. That one fouled back into the screen, and it's 1-1.
Smith 3 for 3 today. Hottest guy in the lineup, and there's been some solid hitting up and down, but Cam Smith is only boosting his average.
1 ball and 1 strike is the count to Smith.
He has 6 total hits against YD this season.
Pitch. Swing and a fly ball, right center field. Austin over to it. That ball drops in the gap for a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes the second on his way to second base. Smith with a half-inch slide in there safely. And a ball that looked like it might be caught in right center, dropped in what could not have been more than 3 feet between Braden Montgomery and R.J. Austin. The woes continue for the Red Sox as 2 more come in. It is 8-0 Harbor Hawks.
Unfortunately for YD, with 2 outs, you're running on contact, so Earhart came around to score from first on that. Floated up in the air for a little bit too long, but not enough for YD to get over there, as it perfectly split the outfield, as you said, Luke, and Hyannis has broken this one open. They lead 8-0.
O'Hara up to 25 pitches. Runner on second, 2 away for Zachary York, the 9th man to come to the plate in this 5-run bottom of the 6th inning for the Harbor Hawks. O'Hara's first pitch is line foul on the left side into the screen, 0-1. York has an RBI that came on a ground out. He is also singled and flown out in this game, 1 for 3 for the Grand Canyon Lope. Infield backed up for YD. Brady Day playing the shift out in right field. No balls and a strike to York. From the belt, pitch comes in. Rounded foul over on the first base side. 0-2, the count to Zachary York. Longest inning we have seen so far here in the bottom of the 6th, in a rather quick-moving game to this point. We were through the halfway mark in 1 hour and 4 minutes. Game has gotten a little longer since, but still going at a pretty brisk pace. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Lifted foul, fought off as York stays alive. He'll see another at 0-2. 8-0 Harbor Hawks. 8 runs off 11 hits, 1 error for Hyannis. No runs, no hits, 1 error for YD. In case you've forgotten about the no-hitter going through this offensive explosion in the bottom of the 6th for the Harbor Hawks, YD will bring Montgomery, Stafford, and Hines due up in the top of the 7th. 0-2 pitch. Fastball off the plate, just away from the corner. It's a ball and 2 strikes to York.
Garza did his best to frame that up, but it just missed by a few too many inches.
One, 2. The kick and throw. Jammed in the air, left field, coming over on it. A couple of fielders for YD. Nobody will get there. It's out of play and out of our view, as still a 1-2 count to York. 30 pitches now for Connor O'Hara, still trying to get through 1 inning. Came in partway through this 6th. Inherited runners on first and second, got 2 quick outs. It has been anything but easy since then. Runner on second, 2 away. 8-0 Harbor Hawks. 1-2 count to Zachary York.
A 5 spot for Hyannis.
The pitch lifted up in foul ground over on the, or rather fair territory over near short. That ball is going to be caught by Theo Hardy, and that retires the side. Hyannis scores 5, and they lead it 8-0 over YD. We head to the 7th from Dunkin' Donuts Park. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Kitei Broadcast Network.
Top of the 7th finally after the longest inning of the day, the longest half inning for YD. It's been quick since the start, and Hyannis still working on a combined no-hitter. It's JB Middleton back on the mound, it appears. Facing off against Braden Montgomery. First pitch on the way falls outside. 4-1. Montgomery batting from the lefty box. Have to clarify because he is a switch hitter and has been batting from both sides. Hainline backed up into shallow right. Pitch on the way, hit well, but sky high out towards left field. Coming over at the warning track, Nick Mitchell underneath it. Continuing the trend of 1 pitch, 1 out. That one was 2 pitches, but felt the same way as Montgomery is retired quickly on the fly out to left. It was a deep one, but YD has not found any gaps. There is a combined no-hitter still going on, and Ryan Stafford has a 6-game hit streak at risk right now as he takes ball 1 on the outside half of the plate. Middleton is a strikeout-heavy kind of guy. First time he played YD, went 1 inning, struck out the side. This time, paints the outside half for strike 1. Stafford held off as the count moves to 1-1 with 1 out, top of the 7th. The pitch, swing and a miss as it drops low on the break, and Stafford goes chasing. 1-2 from Middleton. Infield back to normal depth. He kicks, fires, swing and a miss. Stafford goes down on strikes. 4th strikeout for JB Middleton against YD, first of the day. And there are 2 gone quickly for Hunter Hines. It really looks like YD is not even putting up a fight in this game. A team that's been so hot lately at the plate cannot get anything going as Hunter Hines swings away at strike 1. Waving the bat, lefty box, pitch on the way, bumped foul off the tip of the bat. He's down 0-2. Middleton only at 10 pitches, could end it here with an 8-pitch inning. We'll see how that goes. Hines set. Middleton deals the 0-2. Hunter Hines check swing, goes around. And Middleton has another strikeout. It is an 8-pitch inning, 2 strikeouts for the righty. And YD still being no-hit through 7 innings. We'll head to the stretch here at Dunkin' Donuts Park in Hartford, Connecticut. new pitcher making a Red Sox debut, Will Armbruster, out of Arizona State, kicks and deals the first pitch. It's a breaking ball strike at 85 miles an hour to Brandon Ike. He's 1 for 2 with a sac fly, a single, and a line out to third, but he's been making good contact all day. The 0-1 ripped off the glove of Theo Hardy at short. It just pops off the top. He recovers it in the shallow outfield, but not in time to make a play, and Ike has a second single of the day.
Be interested to see how Armbruster throws. He's thrown a good amount this summer already. Came over from the West Coast League. Didn't throw a lot at school. Only got 5 innings at Arizona State during the spring.
He's a right-handed pitcher, comes in with a lot of height. This one grounded up the middle, could be 2. 1 in time at second, and the throw is turned for the first double play we've seen today. YD gets a good one. And Armbruster forces the soft contact. That was Eric Snow going off the first pitch. (6-4-3) double play clears the base paths. As a first pitch ball flies into Brody Donay. Excuse me, that's a pinch hitter, actually. Coming in for Donay. Aaron Parker, number 26. We haven't seen him in a long time. The 1-0 flies in, fastball on the outside half of the plate, strike 1. Parker is 0 for 3 in 4 plate appearances with 1 hit by pitch against YD this season. Back in the lefty box, very different frame than Donay. Pitch on the way, huge cut and miss for strike 2. It's a ball and 2 strikes. YD trying to close it out, and Armbruster could face the minimum in this one if he can retire Aaron Parker, but we've seen Hyannis on 2 outs already. They brought across 4 runs on 2 outs in the 6th. The 1-2 flies at the shoulders and clips him. Really a close call, but Parker was very confident that it clipped his shoulder, and he is aboard first on the hit by pitch. Second one from YD pitching against the guy, and brings up Elijah Hainline for his 4th time around. 1 for 3 with a double, a ground out, and a fly out. Armbruster now from the stretch. Kicks and deals the first pitch. It's bunt popped up into foul territory on the third base side, strike 1. YD just 6 outs left to work with as the away team in this game still being no hit. A team that's been averaging double-digit hits the last number of games. This one lined up the middle, and that gets through to center field as Hainline has his 2nd hit of the day. This one a single. Parker advances to 2nd. And it's Trey Lipsy who's 2 for 3 with 2 singles, 2 RBIs, or 1 RBI today. He also lined out to Cook over at first base. 2 runners aboard now for Hyannis after the bases were cleared with 2 outs. Armbruster will not face the minimum in this one. He steps off the mound to reset himself, checks over on his lead runner at 2nd. No sliding mitt for Aaron Parker. Rare to see that now. I feel like sliding mitts are all the rage these days. Armbruster fires, bumped foul by Lipsy. On the first pitch of the at-bat, he's down 0-1. The Sun Devil trying to hang a 0 in the 7th. Checks on the runner, fires, strike over the outside half. Lipsy is down 0-2. Nice one at 84 miles per hour.
Command has been good from him so far, despite that hit batter that was just kind of a fluky type pitch.
Stands at 6'6", one of the taller guys on the team. The 0-2 bounces in the dirt nicely, backed up by Garza for ball 1.
In Armbruster's 5 appearances during the spring, he did not walk anybody, and he only walked 9 batters over the course of 28 innings in his time in the West Coast League playing for the Bellingham Bells, who he made 6 starts for, 8 appearances overall. That was this summer, so he's already played a good amount of baseball on the opposite side of the country this summer.
The 1-2 on the way. Flies just off the plate, ball 2. Really nice pitch, but Lipsy did not bite. Coach Beatty said that his biggest improvement throughout the season has been watching the balls go by. His pitch selection was not as good at the beginning of the season, and he said he's really seen a lot of improvement in that area. Counts 2-2. With 2 gone, Hyannis leads 8-0 in the bottom of the 7th. The 2-2 on the way, swung on and missed, strike 3. Armbruster hangs a 0 for the first time since the 3rd. And we head to the top of the 8th. YD still trying to break up the combined no-hitter. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cable League Broadcast Network. A new right-hander on the mound for the top of the 8th. Evan Whitaker out of Indiana University will face off against Brady Day. YD is being no-hit through 7 innings, trying to break up Hyannis' bid for what would be the first no-hitter in the Cape League this season. Day cracks it out towards deep right field, and it's over the head of Zach Earhart. That'll do it, as Day has a leadoff double for the Red Sox. In a day where the lineup has been stagnant, seeing a hit like that to start things off, even when you're in an 8-run hole, really gets the people going.
Swing at the first pitch, and you're like, with the way things have gone for YD today, but Kitei got everything on that ball. The launch angle wasn't there to get it over the super high wall in right field, but it was enough to get him the double.
Whitaker gives up a hit on the first pitch. Now first pitch on the way to Garza, gets away behind the backstop, and Day takes third. First time YD has had a runner on third all game. They had runners on first and second way back in the beginning of the 6th inning, thanks to a walk and an error. But now Day with a hit and a wild pitch. He's on third. Garza in the left side chops it up towards first. Day is held up, and the 3 unassisted gets Garza just jammed up on that slow roller up the first baseline. Unfortunate out for the first one in the inning.
Yeah, with the infield playing back for Hyannis, you would have hoped that a ball in play means a run, but that's not going to do it. Not necessarily Manny Garza's fault. That ball shattered his bat, but YD just hoping to get something for pride's sake at this point.
Brings up Casey Cook. He chops it foul into the YD dugout. Heads back towards the field as York will head over to get that ball out of the way.
Did some digging on this new pitcher, Evan Whitaker, because his IU bio said he played youth hockey. I played youth hockey against him in Ohio.
Strike 2 down the middle to Cook. No balls, 2 strikes. That's what happens when you're from towns near each other in Ohio.
It's from Westchester, Lakota East guy.
The 0-2 swung on and missed. Casey Cook underneath it. Strike 3, and there's 2 gone quickly as YD's best scoring threat of the game is on third. They've been shut out once this season. The no-hit bid has been broken up, but Theo Hardy trying to put YD out of harm's way with the shutout. Would only be their 2nd time being shut out this season. Whitaker fires, and Hardy jams it foul into the net. Strike 1. Theo Hardy 0 for 2. He's reached on a fielder's choice and flown out. YD just making their way through their 3rd time through the order. Whitaker fires, Hardy behind, strike 2.
So you've ended the perfect game. You've ended the no-hitter. The last step is to end the shutout. Hopefully.
Hardy is taking up every bit of space in that box, and the 0-2 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. YD is stymied once again as Evan Whitaker works himself out of the jam of the only hit given up today by Hyannis. It's been a gem from the staff overall, and the score remains 8-0 as we head to the bottom half of the 8th on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Top of the order for Hyannis. Nick Mitchell back at the plate on that left-hand side. His first time facing Will Armbruster, who got through the 7th inning, keeping Hyannis scoreless in that one. The Harbor Hawks lead the Red Sox 8-0. First pitch on the way to Mitchell. On the ground, one bounce towards second. Day tosses it over to Cook, and that's out number one. One pitch, one out. We've been saying that all day for the opposite team, and this time goes YD's way as Mitchell is retired. That's actually the second time today that he's been retired on the first pitch of the inning. On the ground out to second.
It's been a low pitch count day really all around.
Surprisingly low for YD, considering they're losing 8-0. Earhart back, he's 2 for 3. First pitch on the way, chopped foul into his own dugout. And he'll take a step back. Armbruster rubs some dirt on the hands. The kick and deal slides low and away. A ball and a strike to Zach Earhart. The Oklahoma State Cowboy, Tampa Bay, Florida native. The 1-1, grounded foul once again up the third base line. Count moves to 1-2 with one out.
They're not using the on-deck circles here at Duncan Park, but they're hung over the fence on each side, and they are donuts.
Makes sense to me.
I like it.
The 1-2 on the way. Jammed into center field on almost a check swing kind of hit. Second time we've seen that today, and Earhart 3 for 4 in that 2-spot for Hyannis.
That looks like when you're hitting fungo and you're just choked way up on the bat, and your only goal is to get the bat on the ball and then get through it to just send it out there. It's not really a full swing, but for Earhart, it was enough to just send that one back where it came from, up the middle.
Just a floater over the middle infield, and that brings up Cam Smith. 4 for 4 today. We have not seen a batter have a game like that all day. This one chopped up the middle towards second. Day has it on the charge, and Smith is retired for the first time today. I was going to say we haven't seen a batter have as many hits as at-bats in a game this season. Smith was close. He'll probably end this one 4 for 5, barring a miraculous comeback from the one-hit Red Sox. Smith grounds out to the second baseman. Earhart advances to second, and there's 2 gone for Zach York, who has already scored one today on the sacrifice hit. Armbruster stares down the runner. First pitch at the waist, strike one. York resets quickly, taps the plate, waves the bat in a couple of circles, and now set back. Armbruster knots, checks and fires, runs inside just slightly. A nice take from York, and it's a ball and a strike. Bottom of the 8th inning in an 8-0 game. It's been a very lopsided day for the Harbor Hawks this time around. In all likelihood, they'll end up winning the series for the season 3-1 as strike 2 comes in. The breaking ball just over the plate around knee high. And the count moves to 1-2. Armbruster's done a nice job getting ahead in these counts. You mentioned earlier his walk number is extremely low. Hasn't been at risk of walking anyone here today. The pitch in the opposite box, ball 2. YD has not kept Hyannis off the board 2 innings in a row since the 2nd and the 3rd. There's been runs scored in every other inning, 5 in the 6th. By the Harbor Hawks as the 2-2 comes in. Flared foul on a line into the net on this left side. And the count will stay at 2-2. For the lefty out of Grand Canyon University. For a league on the East Coast, this league is surprisingly West Coast heavy.
They'll bring in the best regardless of where you come from.
The 2-2 on the ground towards Day was backed up far into right field. Squeezes it in the glove for a long time before the toss to Casey Cook for out number 3. Armbruster hangs another 0, and YD is down to their final 3 outs, trying to keep this one from being a shutout. We'll see how they do in the top of the 9th when we come back on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Top of the 9th, 3 outs left for the Red Sox, who have just 1 hit today. It was a double off the bat of Brady Day, made it to 3rd, couldn't get him around, and it's the all-star Ethan Lanthier in to close it out. The right-hander fires the first pitch, ball trails away from Austin. He's stepped into this closer role for Hyannis, a 1-2 inning kind of guy. According to Beatty, just fires his best stuff at you right away. The 1-0 comes in, flies high at the shoulders. He comes out of St. Cloud State in Minnesota, Division II school, but is transferring to Kansas out of the portal come fall. The 2-0 flies in for strike 1. On the outside half, ball 3. So hard to see today from our vantage point, but Austin has the 3-0. I have to imagine the red light is on here. The pitch down the heart of the plate, strike 1. Lanthier won't go down that easily.
And transferring out's going to be a good fit for him. Talked about moving into a relief role when you're at a smaller school.
The 3-1, big cut and a miss from Austin, dancing around the righty box, and the count's run full.
One of the downsides can be that if you're a relief guy like him, they're going to start you anyway just because you're the best guy that they have, and that's what happened at St. Cloud State.
The payoff, pushed foul into the net.
And so by transferring up to a bigger school like Kansas where the rotation is more bolstered, they're not going to try to make you something you're not and try to put you in an awkward spot just because you're their best arm. They'll let you thrive out of the bullpen.
Another 3-2 popped up way foul over our heads. And we will do it again for the 2nd time in a row. Austin battling in this at-bat. 3 hits yesterday, none today. Another one on the way. It's on the ground towards third. Smith pumps a couple of times and gets it over to first. Austin was charging down the line, but is beaten by a couple of steps, and that's one gone in the top of the ninth. Xander Darby has not reached base today. Last time around, he put up a surprise bunt with 2 outs on and was retired by the pitcher at the time. First pitch on the way. Fastball on that outside half of the plate, strike one. Lanthier is primarily a fastball slider kind of guy, has a velocity up there in the low mid-90s as strike two comes in at the bottom of the zone, and Darby is down 0-2. He's been here since the beginning of the summer. His first appearance was June 10th. The 0-2 slides away in the dirt. That was versus Orleans. Long look from Lanthier. The pitch drops at the knees just below the zone. A nice frame from Done, but Darby gets the call, and it's 2-2. Lanthier shrugs, pitch, check, swing. Looks like he did not go from here, but our third base umpire says he did, and Darby goes down on a strike. So YD's last chance to save the shutout is Braden Montgomery, the switch hitter out of Stanford. Back in the lefty box. 0 for 3 today, 3 flyouts. All of them pretty deep. First pitch comes in, he goes swinging, bumps it foul. Ball boy coming out to get one that stuck around in the grass. One of my favorite aspects of the game is when you have a foul ball that sticks around the middle of the backstop area and the back hits come out from each dugout and they sprint racing each other to get it. The 0-1, a huge cut and a miss just above it. The slider fooled Montgomery, and he's down 0-2. Lanthier down to his last strike. Montgomery wants some pine tar for the bat. Takes a long look at his dark brown wood bat before stepping back into the box. Lanthier fires the 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. An unfortunate end to what has been a very unfortunate game for YD. They're shut out 8-0 after making the 3.5-hour drive this morning from YD's home field, Red Wilson, here in Hartford, Connecticut. Hyannis, however, pitched an absolute gem, a combined one-hitter with one error. YD had just 3 base runners all day. Luke, this one to forget as YD drops the series 3-1 to Hyannis for the year, and what's probably the hottest team in the league continues their streak.
Yeah, better to get this out now than later on in the playoffs. You've already clinched, which is good. And so, yeah, it's good that, this is happening now in the regular season when things don't necessarily matter as much. But, yeah, I mean, this was just a buzzsaw that you run into sometimes, a phenomenal pitching performance. You hope that when you see a pitcher like that, you can run up his pitch count, which was probably YD's biggest Achilles heel, that they couldn't really do that against Nichols, couldn't chase him out of the game early as he was dealing. But then you hope that when Hyannis goes to the bullpen, you're able to figure out the next guy or maybe the next guy, and YD just never really did that. Brady Day with the only hit on the game. It was crushed. It was a double. It did not generate a run for YD. They're shut out for the second time all season. Stuff happens over the course of a season, and it was just one of those days for the Red Sox. But they'll have the off day to rest, recuperate. First scheduled off day they've had in a long time, and really a day and a half to rest with this early start here in this one. And they will look to rebound headed into the weekend. This race for the division title is not over yet.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Luke. YD has been unfortunate victims of some rain-out rescheduling that has taken away all their scheduled off days since July 3rd. The YD Red Sox have not had a scheduled off day, so tomorrow will be much needed trying to break this now 2-game losing streak. They'll be on the road at Bourne on Friday. Start time 6 p.m. Final trip to Doran Park this season. Thank you so much for joining us on this very special broadcast from Hartford, Connecticut. It's been Perri Kitei alongside my partner Poley from our team at the YD Red Sox. Thank you and have a nice day.